Welcome back to my Colorado Mountain Garden homestead, and this is my first video for the lion's mane. I do have pictures of what this substrate looked like after I filled the containers on my public Facebook page, and of course there'll be a link down below. If you like my videos, please, while you're watching them, just give them a like in YouTube, and if you want to know when new ones are coming out, uh, because sometimes there's periods of time where I'm not making the videos, you can hit subscribe. It's up to you. Do what you want. I don't have any sponsors, so it's not like I'm making any money off of this, but it does take time to make the videos, so I'd at least like to know if you're enjoying them. So let me tell you about lion's mane. I've never eaten one. They sound interesting. They're supposed to taste like crab. I've been researching recipes. A lot of people make crab cakes. I've seen one person make crab or lion's mane and cream cheese rangoons or wontons, whatever you want to call it. They are eaten by a lot of people. The vegan/vegetarian community eats a lot of them, for those that don't eat meat, because they feel that it has the flavor of a meat. And so I figured, what the heck, I'll give them a try. The only place I've ever seen them at here in Colorado was at a natural grocer, and they didn't look that good because I think they were getting old. And lion's mane can be very pricey. Typically, they start out around $20 a pound, and they can go up. And if you're having some shipped from you from, say, a mushroom farm, you're usually buying 5 pounds at a time, and that's pretty expensive. So I'm giving them a try. The holes are 1 inch in size. I have a hole on the front and on the back. I may try and put one on the side, but they grow like a big pom-pom. And the thing that you don't want to do is you don't want water sitting next to them. So if you decide to grow lion's mane and you're going to use the bag method of putting a bag over after you open up the hole, or if you're growing from a kit, you don't want that plastic bag to sit next to them, because they really need the air to breathe, and you don't want the water sitting on them. The water can discolor them. It doesn't make them go bad, but it will discolor them, and they'll be like a little more yellow. It's best when you pick them to eat them as soon as possible, because their longevity isn't even as long as an oyster mushroom, and oyster mushrooms deteriorate pretty quickly too. Let's see. Oh, I had mentioned that I'm going to be using, in my little shelves that is basically like a mini greenhouse, a small humidifier. And this is the tank for it. And I think on the box it said it was 2 liters. I don't know. I've put in the box away. We use this in our bedroom sometimes if we're not feeling well. And the good thing about this, because when I did a test on how long it took the humidity to come up, I actually only had it running for about 20 minutes on the lowest setting. I think there's 5 settings, and within that 20 minutes I was at 60% humidity. So it also has a little dial up here where I can even minimize it down. So what I'm hoping is that I can minimize it down and it can run continuously all day long, keeping that chamber filled. I may have to fill it before I go to bed so that it runs at night. And I may have to bring the bottom of the door from the little greenhouse thing, I may have to vent that a little bit more in order to keep that humidity in check. But I wanted to show you that it's not anything fancy. These are not expensive. I've had it for a couple years. I think I paid around $20 for it on Amazon. I don't remember. So a lot of what you're seeing in here is just condensation, but there is the mycelium. This little dot right here is mycelium, and you can see the darker white up there is mycelium growing. I should get maybe 2 flushes, possibly 3 flushes, just like the oyster mushrooms out of this. Let's anything else. Oh, I did want to mention, because I mentioned I had that little grow shelf and it has plastic over it, so it's more like a mini greenhouse. I also quit trying to take the bags on and off because of how I had to adjust the shelves. It was hard to get them on and off. So I did put a 50% shade cloth that I had around it. And, you know, it just covers, it doesn't go all the way to the floor, but it where the mushrooms are at, it covers all that up. So they're mostly in the dark. They don't have to be all the way in the dark. It helps. I've seen a few videos with people growing mushrooms in areas like the UK and stuff like that, where the moisture is more prevalent, that they actually have the poly greenhouses, the little panel greenhouses outside, and they've actually painted a lot of them to keep them dark. So I think I'm going to be okay. Again, first time. So you're watching this as I'm learning it. As this gets closer, and especially this one, as it starts filling in more, I'll do another quick video. The oyster mushrooms, I may not do another video until it's almost time to take off the tape. And again, this is just surgical tape on here. It's not expensive. You can get it at the grocery store, Walmart, wherever, for about $3 for a pretty big roll. And you're just covering these, and then once this is all filled in with mycelium and it's time to get them fruiting, you pull the tape off, and that's when the moisture is important. That's when that humidity needs to stay up. If you're using a bag, you may have to spray the inside of your bag 2 to 3 times a day to keep it going. That's why I'm trying to have the little humidifier going. I may have to turn it off if I can't, wind it down to where it's not getting as much humidity in there, because the door on that shelf, it zips up and down. So the only thing I can do is keep opening it up more. But then I'm afraid I won't get enough humidity up where the mushrooms are. So learning. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Remember, if you like the videos, please at least hit like. And if you want to see more of my videos or know when they come out, you can subscribe. Have a wonderful day and happy gardening.